Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event. It is for the World TV title. Introducing the challenger from Detroit, Michigan. At 265 pounds, this is Steiner.
What a matchup this should be, ladies and gentlemen, for the television championship of the world. One fall of television time remaining. The challenger is in magnificent condition. And now let's go back up to Rhubarb Jones and the introduction of the champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the World TV Champion, coming to the ring by Medusa, at 258 pounds, from Hollywood, California, Stunning Steve Austin.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been joined back at Mike's side by Paul Lee Dangerously, and I know you've been on the phone. That shouldn't surprise anyone. But how has Seymour Green done in your injunction to prevent the 8.5-man tag team match?
You know, I was just thinking, I used to be the co-host of this show. I co-hosted the Power Hour. I did the Danger Zone. I co-hosted Pro Wrestling New York. And I co-hosted Power Hour Canada.
So I guess what you're trying to say is you're still going to have to wrestle.
Did you know that Medusa is the director of covert operations for the Danger Zone?
I want to, yes or no. See if you can handle that. Are you or are you not going to be forced to wrestle in the 8.5-man tag team matches? Yes or no?
Yes, I am being forced to wrestle in the 8.5-man tag team matches. Yes, 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 yes. Why yes, yes? Does that spell it out for you?
Well, it's, I heard Mr. Steamboat out here. I'm sure you did earlier. They're not going to show you any mercy, Paul. And you brought this all on yourself with that darn telephone and sticking your nose into other people's business.
No, no. You're the one that's always stuck your nose where it doesn't belong, okay? I was just doing my job. This company took away my career. I came back to get revenge on this company. I'm going to bankrupt this company, and this is why I signed for this match. Stunning Steve Austin against Scott Steiner, because if my lawyers can't get a Steiner brother or a Sting or a Steamboat out of the 8.5-man tag team match, Stunning Steve Austin is man enough to take out Scott Steiner, and then it won't be 4 against 4.5, if you want to call it that. It's going to be our side with 5, including me, or 4.5, their side with 3.
Nice takedown by Scott Steiner. Well, and also in the process, your man could lose the television title. The Steiner brothers certainly have not only their sights set on the 8.5-man tags, but on the world tag titles as well. Scott Steiner's a pretty good gentleman, but I don't think she should force his hand, if you know what I mean, Paul.
Scott Steiner is a lot like everybody else here in World Championship Wrestling. When they cast their eyes on Medusa, they are starving for the sight of a real woman. And not only is she a woman, but she's the first lady of WCW. And a tough broad at that. I mean, hey, she's a director of covert operations, and she can kick an apple up the top of your head. And hey, if you don't like that, she can kick your head off as well.
Well, I'll take your word for it.
You don't want to have to take her word for it, because if you force her hand, you just might force her feet to come crashing across your jaw.
Collared elbow tie, upside headlock, takeover by Scott Steiner. And a hair pull by Austin, only momentarily had the advantage.
You know, all this shows me is how afraid WCW is of the hostile takeover that's underway.
Great move there by Scotty Stone. He got him in waist locked and then inverted atomic drop and a belly suplex.
Now here's where you're gonna say it, right? And you know, Paul, if he gets to do that to you in the 8.5-man tag team matches, we'll never ever see you again here in World Championship Wrestling, right?
That thought did cross my mind.
Yeah. If he gets to do that to me. if he can land a Steiner liner on me.
I think all the color jobs here in announcing are pretty well full right now, but you might be able to apply for a ring announcer position.
Yeah. This company does not have...
We need a ring crew. Could you qualify to be on a ring crew?
My friend, unlike you, I'm qualified to do anything there is to do in this business besides wrestle. I'm not angry about this because I'm fearful for my life, because I have enough confidence in the members of the Dangerous Alliance to sacrifice themselves to protect me. It's the principle of the matter. I'm not an athlete. I could conceivably get very seriously hurt. I could be disfigured. I could be maimed. I could be crippled.
Oh, what a Steiner line. He's going for it right here. Austin barely able to get up. And Medusa slithered in the ring momentarily.
Covert operations. Ms. 007. You know, if Richard Nixon had her at Watergate, he'd still be president today.
And that's a scary thought. Steiner trying to cover here. Got one there.
Here's where Steiner's using his tremendous amateur background, and this is to his credit. This could conceivably take him to a championship, but not the World Tag Team title held by Bobby Eaton and Arn Anderson of the Dangerous Alliance, and not the World's Television title currently held by that man, Stunning Steve Austin, because although the Steiners are well-versed in amateur athletics, the Dangerous Alliance is a group of professionals.
Good move by Austin from the apron there. Catches Scotty with the elbow. And don't forget, many of you have the opportunity to see the second annual WCW Japan Super Show on pay-per-view. It'll be airing in about another week or so on selected cable systems around the country.
Oh, jeez!
He's got both arms hooked. And another suplex. Tilt-a-whirl.
Oh, man! This is ridiculous!
He planted him there. I can see where you're a little paranoid.
Yeah.
You're going to become WCW version of Richard Lewis. And I can understand, and with good cause, actually.
Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean the whole world's not against you. But when you're paranoid, you cover all your bases. And Scott Steiner, though he's in control now, we're going to take him out during this very program just to even up the odds in the 8.5-man tag team match.
Austin trying to get his balance, using the rail to finally pick himself up. Makes his way now around the other side of the ring, trying to shake it off here. This match, one fall of television time remaining. It is for the World Television Championship. And you're watching it exclusively from center stage on TBS. Oh my. Good move by Austin. He got out of the way, and Scotty got the runaway bull. Oh. Well, there's no reason for that. Absolutely no reason for that.
You're right. There was no reason for Scott Steiner to try to get up and attack Medusa. You're 100% right.
That's not what I saw.
Are you watching the monitor?
Of course I'm watching the monitor, Paul.
Well, then call the action like I call the action. You know, we're getting into it all over again. You never agree with me. But if I was out here like Jesse the Body Ventura, then you'd agree with everything I had to say.
Thank you very much, Rich Little. And he's looking for work. Oh, Scotty Steiner almost taking our camera out of position. And that railing, this one's getting a little bit out of hand, quite frankly. Scotty Steiner's lower back in his kidney area slammed into that steel security railing, and Austin now double axe handle right off the apron.
I guess Scott Steiner's starting to learn what it's like to live dangerously.
And so is Austin, for that matter. They've taken it out here. I thought they were going to the street for a moment on West Peachtree, and Steiner met with a vicious double axe handle coming back to the ring.
See, that's why Stunning Steve Austin is the world's TV champion, the best wrestler on TV today.
Nice suplex by Austin. He'll go for the lateral press, and he'll get 2.5.
See, I could be out here joking around saying, well, if it's an 8.5-man tag team match and I'm half a man, I only have to get a guy down for 1.5 seconds, huh? but I'm not making jokes like that because this is a very serious situation. This could conceivably be the end of my career in this sport. But Stunning Steve Austin has assured me that after this program, Scott Steiner will be in no shape to be part of the 8.5-man tag team matches, because if my lawyers can't eliminate them, Stunning Steve certainly can.
Fans, don't forget to join us tomorrow in the main event. Tony Schiavone, Magnum TA, and Missy Hyatt. 5:05 Eastern Time. It starts 1 hour early tomorrow, and our focus will be on the great light heavyweights. Got some great matchups tomorrow on that broadcast. That starts 1 hour early. Oh, what a clothesline. Great move by Austin, the television champion. Really asserted himself with that clothesline. Caught Steiner in the mouth with it, and now goes for the lateral press.
1, 2, oh!
Steiner got the shoulder up. Man, great upper body strength. Reverse chinlock applied by Stunning Steve Austin. Trying to ground his very strong opponent in this television championship match. And he uses the ropes. Unfair advantage there.
Unfair but effective.
And the covert operator, or whatever she is there.
Director of Covert Operations, Ms. 007, the Oliver North of World Championship Wrestling. She's very high-strung, isn't she?
Scott Steiner trying to work his way back up. Finally does. Elbows to the midsection. And Austin uses the hair to take him down. Well, Austin's certainly resourceful. You got to hand him that, unfortunately.
Stunning Steve Austin, in just a matter of weeks, will become the longest-reigning World TV Heavyweight Champion of all time. He has not held on to that title by fluke. He's not held on to that title just by being a cheater. He's a great wrestler.
No doubt about that. I don't agree with that. But so is this kid from Bay City, Michigan, Scotty Steiner, but he missed the elbow. Great quickness by Austin. Now Austin, can he capitalize? He got two in a near fall. Scott Steiner really being challenged here, and quite frankly, Austin has a distinct offensive advantage thus far. Oh, he's set too early, and he may pay for it now. Both arms are hooked, and powerbomb. High Impact Wrestling, they want the titles back that Anderson needn't have, but they'll settle for the TV title on Saturday, March the 14th.
Hey, Jimbo, if you don't mind, I'd like to give a private message now. We're going to Plan B.
Oh, the Vegas Steiner.
Now!
He's got it. Wait a minute, Anderson and Eden coming to the ring, stopping Scotty Steiner. There's Rick Steiner. Dogface hammers away at Anderson. Scotty Steiner and beautiful Bobby